I am sick and tired of this Bronny James saga coverage or whatever the hell, dude. Every single freaking day, it's the same thing over and over. Bronny this, Bronny that. It's been like that since he came into the league, dude. I can't get away from it. I can't.
What will you be looking for with Bronny James?
How about that of Bronny James?
Given Bronny first quarter playing time. This is Bronny James. Bronny James, a career high.
Bronny James is averaging 0.3 points.
I have had enough!
Enough! Dude, it has gotten so bad. The other day, right, I went to I had a dentist appointment. Because occasionally, every 18 years, I have a dentist appointment. So I walk in there, and I have social anxiety. So I was like, let me just strike up a conversation with the dude who's going to freaking extract some teeth out of my mouth. So I go in there. Next thing you know, he's just like, oh, so you're a big NBA fan, right? Did you see Bronny James last night? Conversation ended right there. I couldn't even talk to him. The hatred was flowing through my veins. Not at him, but at this whole thing that's going on right now. I nearly grabbed one of those cords, the anesthesia cords, put it in one of my veins, and raised the level to 1,000. I was like, fuck it, dude. Don't you have some extracting to do? Extract something out of my mouth. Don't talk to me about LeBron James or Bronny James' three-point percentage. I need somebody to extract Bronny James out of my life. Seriously. I need to calm down. I need to calm down. And this is no slight towards Bronny whatsoever. Bronny the person, Bronny the human. I'm rooting for this kid like no other. I want him to prove everyone wrong. I want him to have success in the league. I really do. And everything, all this was placed on him. It's just cruel. I was about to say unfair, but I think it's just cruel, honestly. To be placed on a 20-year-old kid, the national limelight on this kid, and he wasn't even ready for it. It's not fair. And long story short, my take on all of this that's going on right now is, LeBron accidentally put all the limelight on his own son. He didn't mean it. Obviously, he didn't mean no malice towards it as well. LeBron's a great parent. I will never attack his parenting skills. But in doing so, now his son has the national spotlight on him, which is unfair. So, case closed. And I'm not a LeBron hater. Those LeBron haters that crawl around the internet. But I don't really like him. But I have the utmost respect for him, if that makes sense. He's number 2 overall in my GO conversation category. But it's just like, yeah, that's where I stand. Case, I'm done. I'm done with that. LeBron, he just sometimes raises my blood pressure with his buffoonery. That's it. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. All right, now that we got all of that out of the way, finally, what made me make this video was I actually was going to talk about the Pacers. I wanted to talk about the Pacers because they intrigue me. This is a team that went to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. They're getting hot at the right moment. They intrigue me. But while doing research for the Pacers, all I kept coming across was Bronny James videos on the ESPN NBA YouTube page. Littered with Bronny James videos. Like, dude, look. It's just all Bronny. This is ESPN NBA, the YouTube channel. Not ESPN G League, because this is Bronny's highlights in the G League. But they're posting this in the NBA channel. It doesn't make any sense. Bronny isn't really... he's in the league, but he's not playing. He's not in the rotation, But I do understand that, posting his highlights because he is the offspring of Emperor Bron. All these Bron sexuals are just going to jerk off to his highlights. I understand that. I get it. Trust me, I do. Marketing 101, yeah. But why don't we just put the limelight on players who are balling currently in the National Basketball Association? Rookies who are raising the excitement of their own fans. Because, well, excitement draws attention. Attention draws viewership, right? You would think. Like Stephon Castle. This dude's been on a tear lately. He's averaging 20.1 points. Let me bring up my notes. 4.3 boards, 4.5 assists over the past 15 games. He's balling. Alex Sarr, my boy, Alex Sarr, proving the entire NBA wrong. Looking like a unicorn out there. Shooting 36% from the 3 since the All-Star break. Can we talk? Jalen Wells. The Grizzlies found another, undiscovered a new gem. Again. Khalil Ware for the Heat. This dude's been on it. They're calling him Baby Wemby, even though Wemby's a baby himself. It's just like, just to give Clearwell some glaze, because, ESPN's not going to do it. He's been averaging 14.2 points, 10.2 rebounds, 1.3 blocks, and has a double-double in 4 of the past 10 games, dude. He's balling. Why aren't we talking about these rookies? But no, we continuously find ourselves talking about this over and over again, the drama. I find it really ironic that the same people, by they, meaning the NBA media, who complain about the product of the game right now, who complain about the toxicity of the game right now, who complain about just how the new generations don't get along with the previous generations, but yet are the same ones who ignite this type of hatred, who fuel this drama that just permeates just enviness and hatred all over the NBA. It's gone so bad that they rely on drama for viewership. They don't rely on personnel and talent. They don't rely on analytics. They don't rely on the accuracy of the analytics. They don't rely on video editing. They don't rely on hiring somebody who's funny. So they don't rely on maybe incorporate bits, maybe incorporate comedy bits, maybe hire somebody who's affable and not somebody who has a bloated ego. I don't know. Be creative. Do something that hasn't been done in the media stratosphere. Like this whole thing that's happening to me right now between Bronny and Stephen A. It's just a complete example of just how the ESPN and these platforms they just run on drama.
Obviously, to you and Stephen A.
Players about what they do on the court. That is your job to criticize. But when you take it and you get personal with it, it's my job to not only protect my damn household, but protect the players.
5 minutes later.
I stand by what I said. But when you come into this lane, my brother, it's the equivalent of me stepping on a basketball court, going up against you, asking you not to shoot a jump shot or whatever. This is my lane, bro. And anytime you want to get down, we can get down. I have no problem debating him. I have no problem showing up in front of an audience. I'll show up on his damn show. It doesn't matter. I have a right to believe that Michael Jordan is the greatest ever and LeBron James is number 2. I have the right to feel that way without feeling like I
really hate that man.
Here's the thing that gets me. Instead of talking about this drama BS, why aren't they talking about the game-winning shot that LeBron hit the night before against the Pacers, against the team that I was going to cover? What you're just talking, two grown men sending each other e-disses online. What is both of you guys are just looking like buffoons in this scenario. Like, seriously, can we just talk about the Pacers? I just want to talk about the Pacers and how LeBron beat them and how that's a great feat because the Pacers are on a freaking roll right now. Something about the Pacers right now, dude, that just gets me attracted to them. I'm not sexually attracted to the Pacers or anything like that. No, I'm just like the Pacers right now. They got my eye. I don't know where I'm going, but the biggest loser in all of this, again, it's Bronny. It's just, you see not only now the NBA media, but just like people all over YouTube just clickbaiting and using his name to garner viewers, to garner subs. And to me, it's just a shitty way of trying to create and grow your shit channel. I mean, I have a shit channel too, so I can't say anything. Here's my take. Contrary to popular belief, I think the game's talent right now is at an all-time high. I think right now the talent pool is just rising. It's awesome because the game is global. Can we at least talk about just how last year's draft is surpassing expectations big time? People thought it was supposed to be a weak draft. No. Matas Buzelos is balling. Matas Buzelos has arrived. And now all we hear is just, again, this drama. It's never the game. It's just the drama surrounding the game. In my opinion, the game it's kind of set up to continued success after LeBron leaves, which is kind of weird because, you would think LeBron being the face of the league is going to suffer. I mean, it's going to take a dip, obviously, but I think it's going to continue its resiliency and continue to grow because, well, there's a number of faces who are in contention for the face of the league. There's a plethora of talent out there, dude. I read an article recently that said that there possibly will never be, or not never be, but there possibly will not be a new face of the league like how LeBron was for a while. Instead, it will be multiple faces of the league, which I find very interesting. Basketball right now is the second most global sport behind soccer. Basketball has risen a lot since the 80s. It's the second most popular sport in the world, I think. Inside the NBA being the most legendary sports show of all time, I feel like they had a formula that the entire sports media right now is just abandoning, or just completely abandoned. Inside the NBA, this show had a little bit of everything, which made it a rarity, made it so iconic. This show had bits, comedy bits, but also on top of that, it had great analytics, great analysis, great personalities, great commentating, great interviews. They also, each person on that table had a specific role, and each role, they complement each other perfectly. They each held each other accountable. They were doing things that the NBA or any media in general weren't doing. They were, just trying to fuse and be creative as much as possible. But most importantly, inside the NBA never relied on pointing the finger towards the NBA and the NBA players. They never relied on drama to get their viewership. Instead, they pointed the fingers to themselves. They they were the butt of the joke. They were always the butt of the joke. And, even though I do understand that Shaq, as of late, has been very, pointing the fingers towards NBA players. But I feel like he's doing that for entertainment purposes. I feel like he gets the entertainment machine. But you know what I mean. In their prime, this show, instead of pointing the fingers at everybody else and creating drama, they pointed the fingers at themselves, and they didn't take themselves seriously. Could ESPN adopt that? Could they adopt just being more creative and relying on stuff besides drama to get their viewership? Let me know what you guys think. If you guys disagree or agree with anything I said, please let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. And again, Bronny James doesn't deserve this. I feel for him. I wish him nothing but the best of luck. But unfortunately, his brother accidentally brought this on him.